Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we are actually trying to deal with the IoT, right? But before we understand the IoT, we need to understand the different computing paradigms. There are a lot of computing paradigms where we have reached to the, like cloud computing. In IoT, we need to understand three things. One is cloud computing, one is fog computing, and edge computing. So there are three computing. But these are actually this is same old story, 1940s, when there was a distributed computing comes up, right? Distributing computing is same, which the different form of it becomes the cloud computing. Different form of it becomes the fog. Different उसी चीज को हमने थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट कर दिया, वो edge computing बन गया, ठीक है? So we have to understand what is the different computing paradigms, right? Because this is how we organize and manage computing resources, and how we come to this point is, in the first scenario, before I talk about this, let me go to this, because we have the cloud computing today, which is mainly in IoT believes in the cloud, okay? It works on a cloud. But basically it not only works on IoT, doesn't work on cloud only, it works on edge and fog, okay? So what is edge computing, what is fog computing, what is cloud computing, we come to that. So these are some jargons we need to understand, okay? Before we, to understand the subject completely, we need to understand all these things. We need to understand what is the difference between microcontroller and microprocessor, right? So what is Raspberry Pi, what is Arduino, what are the sensors, what are the attenuators, okay? Actuators and all. So we have to understand all these terms together. So we have started today about the distributed computing and its types, because that led to our cloud computing. Okay, we understand each term in depth. So we go on, we have a lot of time, we don't want to hurry up, okay? It's not like we can complete the syllabus in 20 days and we sit. Let us learn one step, go to the next step, easy, and learn each day. So the distributed computing we are talking about, which has come up, okay? The first paradigm I could say, which from the centralized computing paradigm to something different. What happened? Let me break this story a little bit for you. In the beginning, we had a one computer. Okay? In one computer, we have its memory, we have the processing. When I do processing, we have the processor for that. We have the applications which we are trying to run, and we have the interface for that. And all the things are in a computer. Like in a computer, you have the application firstly, which interacts with the user. A user want to say, for example, write a document. So he open up the Microsoft Word. That's an application. Now you want to save it, you want to do something to it. Operating system actually does a little virtual, makes a virtual environment for you. Like for example, we open up here my PC. It is giving me C drive, D drive, E drive. It's actually an interface, it's a virtualization. Actually, it's a hard disk, which is a virtual form. You say here it is, but it's not actually that thing. Right? So operating system actually manages all these sources, whether it is the processor, whether it is sometimes multitasking operating system you must have seen, okay? A multi-threading operating system, okay? You may have seen in operating system, you must have read about. वहाँ पे आपको एक प्रोसेसर अगर आपको टाइम शेयरिंग मशीन है, वहाँ एक प्रोसेसर को 3 प्रोसेसेस हैं, सबको एक ही प्रोसेसर मिलता है. उसको पता है मेरे पास ही प्रोसेसर है, इसको पता है मेरे पास ही, इसको पता है मेरे पास ही. ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम ने क्या किया है, वो टाइम शेयरिंग किया है. स्लॉट्स को भी दिया, इसको भी दिया, फिर वापस आया. इसको लगा ही नहीं कि मेरे से प्रोसेसर छीना. सो एक वर्चुअलाइजेशन, एक वर्चुअल एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट कर देता है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम टू मैनेज दीज रिसोर्सेज, राइट? फिर हमने देखा कि जब कंपटीशन बढ़ जाता है, तो एक प्रोसेसर जो हमारे पास है, कितना भी फास्ट क्यों ना हो, राइट, इट्स नॉट कैपेबल. It gets bogged down. If the processing is too high, if we have to do data analysis and we have, जो हमारे पास huge amount of data है, इसको हमें analyze करना है, एक processor नहीं कर पाता है. फिर हम मेन फ्रेम में भी आए थे. हमने कहा था कि क्यों ना हम एक बहुत ज़बरदस्त कंप्यूटर बनाएंगे, उसको कॉल्ड मेन फ्रेम, ठीक है? इसको बहुत प्रोसेसिंग पावर, बहुत ज़बरदस्त प्रोसेसिंग पावर है. इसके पास रैम बहुत सारी है, इसके पास हार्ड डिस्क बहुत सारी बड़ी है, और एक ज़बरदस्त प्रोसेसर्स हैं, which is having a lot of cores. जैसे ना quad core आपके पास होगा लैपटॉप वगैरह, है ना. अब कोर्स जो होते हैं, इट इज एक्चुअली नाउ वी हैव डिफरेंट प्रोसेसर्स टुडे व्हिच कैन डू इंडिपेंडेंट जॉब. सो इट्स नॉट अ सिंगल प्रोसेसर बट वी हैव अ सिंगल मशीन, द मेन फ्रेम. लेकिन फिर हमने देखा कि ये मेन फ्रेम भी जो हमारे पास काम होते हैं, जैसे जो इंटेंसिव काम होते हैं, प्रोसेसिंग इंटेंसिव काम जो होते हैं, उनके ऊपर मेन फ्रेम भी आपका अच्छे से काम नहीं कर पाता. ठीक है. तो हमें एक आइडिया आया, क्यों ना हम जैसे कि हम करते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू गो टू रेस्टोरेंट, यू गो टू व्हाट, यू गो टू रेस्टोरेंट एंड इन रेस्टोरेंट there are many customers, okay? These are customers, okay? And these customers are ordering Vazwan, for example. Okay? And now there are a lot of delicacies in the Vazwan, huh? इसमें कबाब भी है, इसमें रिश्ता भी है, इसमें गुश्ताबा भी है. We give the order to the waiter, and we think, and we don't care where from it's coming. But what happens is this waiter and delegates this job to many kitchen chefs. One is preparing, say for example, kebab. One is preparing Rogan Josh. One is preparing some tabakma. Other guys and all that. These guys, and they are different processors. We could do the analogy. Who are working differently, having their different storage and RAMs and etc. etc. Okay, working on one job was one, but we had divided this was one into different dishes. So these processors are individually working on that, huh? Okay, and collectively giving one job, a platter of Vazwan to you, which is coming to the customer. It's coming as a one platter, and we think, oh, it's one job, but it's not actually one job. We have broken down into the different jobs and given it to different people to do it, okay? But we don't know who has done it. For us, it's a virtual environment. We do not know. Maybe this restaurant even do not have a kitchen there, right? They are getting the orders. They have the people like Zomato guys and other guys who are serving and giving them these things, and they combine together and give it to you. And you think, because as a customer, you don't need to know who has done it, right? So this is what we did, because we have two things happening. One, the processors are becoming faster and smaller. Second thing was communication. The internet was kicking in. So we could manage that we have the multiple processors working together to do a particular job, right? So this gave us a lot of power. This was even better than the mainframe. Even the mainframe is not an answer to solve those complex problems, right? And the network, having different fast computers, networked together, doing a single job all together, okay? This gave us a lot of efficiency. And this gave us efficiency in terms of other things also. For example, if I have to do very intensive jobs, I have to buy the very powerful computers. Even though I'm saying the mainframe computer failed to do those jobs. Say for example, mainframe computer we have pulled up, it is doing the job, but I have to buy the whole mainframe computer, and it's very costly. Okay, it's very costly. So, but if I am in a structure of distributed system, I can hire a bit. I can tell them that I want to this processing, but I don't want to. I have the application which needs this processing power, and those guys are providing. Okay, so that I don't have to buy it. I don't have to buy anything, any damn thing. So everything is on a virtual storage. Everything is on happening like your Google Drive. Where is that Google Drive? You don't know. It is 15 GB. I have 15 GB of storage, which is telling me, my phone is telling me I have 15 GB of Google Drive, right? But I don't have physically here, no? It is somewhere else. And I'm working on a Google Docs. Even though I made one story for my kids about morals, about virtues, just 10-15 days back. I did it wholly, solely, all editing, everything. I used first the Canva and the CapCut on their cloud. I didn't had anything on my hard drive, anything on my. I just did it on the cloud. I am doing all the services there, editing the video, robust picture editing, where we remove the background and everything. That was done by the Canva. And a lot of generating the captions and giving them the color. Everything this was a intensive video editing. It was done by CapCut on their server. I did it on their server. I did it online. Okay. And later on I downloaded the video. So I use their hardware, their processor, their
Resources.
their application softwares. Even softwares I use their softwares. Okay, and I got the final product. So this all happened in 1940s when we had a distributed computing. In distributed computing, we are doing what? We are breaking firstly our job into multiple jobs. Okay, we break this job into multiple jobs, then give it to interconnected computers, and those computers are working together. Okay, but they are not tied with the clock. That's the important thing. If we have a single computer, say for example we break a process into multiple processes. We break a task into multiple processes. Okay, we have process 1, process 2, process 3, and so on. And we give it to one computer. We give it to one computer which has multiple cores, in the processor. Say I have a 4-core processor which is working on the 4 processes. Okay, but a single computer. It's not a distributed system. Okay, distributed system is when we have different computers. We have what?
Different computers.
When we have different computers located on different network computers, communicating and coordinating each other on a network. Okay, that is the distributed system, and this started everything. Today we have cloud computing, fog or edge or whatever you have. It is all basically different forms of distributed computing. So that is why you need to understand distributed computing in a nice way. It is decentralized architecture. That means decentralized का मतलब है कोई central बंदा नहीं है जो उसको ये कर रहा है. ठीक है? Resource sharing and scalability. We can इसमें एक भी चीज ये है कि this is scalable. Scalable का मतलब क्या होता है कि अगर आपने मेन फ्रेम लाया, उसकी कोई कैपेसिटी है ना, उसकी ये कैपेसिटी है. अब अगर इससे ज्यादा आपको चाहिए, इससे ज्यादा बढ़ गया लोड, क्या करोगे? ये फेंकना पड़ेगा ना, अब इससे बड़ा लाना पड़ेगा. लेकिन उसमें क्या है कि आपके पास you have the multiple nodes. ठीक है, ये काम कर रहे हैं इस प्रोसेस में, ये कम पड़ गई, अब हमारी प्रोसेसिंग ज्यादा है, एक और नोड ऐड कर दो, नो प्रॉब्लम, एक और नोड ऐड कर दो. अच्छा, अब हमारी काम कम है तो अब 2 ही से कर लो, ये वाले कट कर दो, डोंट यूज देम. सो स्केलेबिलिटी जो है वो इंक्रीज आपका लोड भी कर सकते हैं और डिक्रीज भी कर सकते हैं. सो इट इज स्केलेबल आल्सो. इट्स व्हाट स्केलेबिलिटी मतलब समझाया?
Expand.
So it can expand the load by adding the different multiple nodes, those computers, right? So we have the blockchain technology and all that in that. So you could see distributed system. These are the workstations. Okay, workstations and servers के थोड़ा फर्क है ना? You know that? These are personal computers, these are workstations, local network. This is wide area network, the gateways. When you combine, when you want, for example, you have devices are here and the IoT, you have the devices. When they connect on the internet with the different domain, we need to have a gateway. We need to have what?
Gateway.
What is gateway? Technically, you will learn properly networking, but I will also tell later what is gateway. But right now, you say if you want to connect your local LAN, okay, to the outside world on the internet, you need firstly what? A gateway. There are basically we are busting these jargons of IoT. Now, because IoT is a combination of everything, it's a combination of networking, operating system, जब distributed operating system आएगा, बाकी जैसे cloud computing, big data, it has everything in it. So you need to know each and everything. So there are networking terms also like routers, gateways, hubs, switches. So you need to know what are the difference between them. You can't say कि वो networking सब class में नहीं पढ़ा था, ऐसा नहीं चलता है. You have to make yourself stronger. So you have to back yourself. You have seen something, the word big data. Work on it. What is it? Do you understand? So it is not me who has to learn, right? It's you. So you have to first understand it is you. So how you become stronger? Each and every day you work on these terms. Okay? technically speaking, I shouldn't be teaching distributed system here, right? This was not in the class. Okay? There are many things which are not in class, but they are required. If we want to understand IoT, we need to understand. So, if I am putting up efforts, you should put up efforts yourself also. You see some term, it's not a hard task. Just see the Google. Simple, right? Ask Google. It's not a very hard thing today. You can ask Google, what is it? And it will give the answer. So in the meantime, if you have apni aisi aadat bana di, you will become a very strong student at the end of it. That's why I'm telling you, IoT is a modern subject. It will make you a proper computer science modern student. Other subjects वो सब पढ़ते आ रहे हैं ना, database वगैरह सब. लेकिन IoT में जो चीज़ें हैं ना, इसमें because हम IoT is a combination of many things. So अगर आपने ये सारी चीज़ें grasp कर ली, you will become a technically speaking, you can say you are a computer science student right now in this. वरना आपको कहोगे मुझे C प्रोग्रामिंग आती है यार, वो तो 1940s में पता नहीं जो जैसे गुजर गए उनको भी आती थी ना. But if you don't know the first thing first, before we jump into the hardware and all, you need to bust the jargon. So jargon क्या है ना, words, terms, ये अच्छे से आने चाहिए. So इसमें अगर आपको वर्क स्टेशन दिख रहा है, पर्सनल कंप्यूटर, लोकल नेटवर्क, फाइल सर्वर, कुछ भी है ना जो जिससे ये आपको सारे आने चाहिए. अगर कोई भी टर्म इसमें से आपको नहीं आती, you should work on it. And you have to work as per your pace. मुझे पता है किसको क्या नहीं पता. You getting my point? It looks like LAN is a very simple thing, right? Maybe somebody doesn't know. You have to work on it. You getting my point? So this is distributed system is that you have as a personal computer you are asking something, okay, and this is being done by some server somewhere else, okay. That's why we have different architectures of distributed systems. Now this is your traditional computing system. This is a single machine. This one. This is a single machine. All components are on the same computer. Like what kind of three components are broadly divided into three. We have data side, some file and database or something. When data is stored, you have the application logic. That's the core logic. Algorithm implementation जो करेगा, that thing, and the user interface जो कि user को मिलेगा. The application you have, right? All the things are where?
One computer.
But here, all are different computers. This could be some different servers. This could be somewhere else. This could be somewhere else. Okay? But it is in a virtual environment. You don't think कि जैसे मैंने वाज़वान का बताया कि एक डिश पता नहीं किधर बना रहा है, कोई उधर से ला रहा है, नावशारा से ला है, किसी ने बोला है लाल चौक से. So but as a user you don't care about it. आपको लग रहा है कि मैंने इसको ऑर्डर दिया, ये मुझे दे रहा है सारा. ठीक है, इसने कहाँ से क्या किया you don't know. आपने प्लग लगाया किसमें? आपने प्लग लगाया सॉकेट के अंदर, बिजली आ गई. अबे बिजली किधर से आ रही है, किस ग्रिड से आ रही है, किसने जनरेट किया, कहाँ से आ गई, किस ग्रिड को किसने दिया, you don't know about it. That is again a distributed system. Okay, that's called a grid computing. इसको grid बोलते हैं ना. And grid computing is again the type of a distributed system. Okay, got cluster computing, you got grid computing, you got the pay on service computing. Okay, this is all the types of distributed computing. We are covering these things. You getting this point at least? Got an idea?
Yes, sir.
You getting the idea? Where is distributed system? It could be the different computers somewhere else. We don't know, right? So you are here, for example, user interface GUI. You have a GUI where you work. Okay, but where is the data stored? Where is computation happening?
Maybe on another
Okay,
server.
even you do not have the processor maybe. Okay, who is doing the processing? You can in IoT we can have only a camera, for example, who is receiving this thing, and it is sending on the internet somewhere else. There the processing is happening. That is why we say where the edge and fog comes in. Don't think it's something कुछ खास नहीं है, सिंपल समझाएगा. मतलब हम क्या अब जब हम भेज रहे हैं ना तो फिर हम कहते हैं भाई इसको तो टाइम लग रहा है ना, जैसे रोबोट है उसको ही इज वर्किंग इन क्रिटिकल सर्जरी में काम कर रहा है वगैरह. अब अगर ये डेटा भेजेगा वहाँ पे, फिर वहाँ से आएगी प्रोसेसिंग करके, तो हम कहते हैं थोड़ी प्रोसेसिंग उधर ही रख दो. सो दैट्स कॉल्ड एज कंप्यूटिंग. अगर एज पे रख दिया, अगर उसके भी बीच में रख दिया इट्स कॉल्ड फॉग कंप्यूटिंग. इट्स अबाउट प्रोसेसिंग. अब प्रोसेसिंग पावर कहाँ रख दो? आई विल कम टू दैट. ओके, फर्स्ट वी कंप्लीट द डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड आर्किटेक्चर. You getting anything? You getting clearly? So read this. What is distributed system?
A
It's a collection
distributed
of
system is a collection of computer programs spread across multiple computational nodes. Each node is a
So
separate
each node is what? It's a separate physical device or software process. Sometimes not necessarily that it's only a physical device in a computer. It could be a software process also, which is on somewhere else, which is doing the processing. Okay?
but
But works towards a shared objective. Okay? मुझे फोटो एडिटिंग करना है, अब सिर्फ प्रोसेसर नहीं है, कोई सॉफ्टवेयर भी है, कोई सर्विस है. Okay? That service can also be used. We can use the service also. We can use the processor also. We can use the storage also. मेरे को कुछ नहीं करना, मुझे स्टोर चाहिए बस. मैं गूगल फोटो उठा रहा हूँ यहाँ से, मुझे वो स्टोर करके दो. मेरे को सिर्फ स्टोरेज चाहिए. ठीक है? It could be different things which we can have. But where it is, it could be somewhere else. Okay?
the set of
So what are the characteristics of distributed systems? Okay? Simultaneous processing, scalability, अभी समझ चुके हैं ना? Resource sharing, transparency. These are quite obvious terms. You can read them later in detail. I will give you these things. Okay? Benefits: scalability, improved reliability, enhanced performance. पहली बार सब scalability होगी ना? You can increase the load and all. What is scalability?
distributed database systems offer
As they
improved
can add,
more nodes to easily
you
accommodate
easily accommodate the
increase
increasing
in
load.
workload.
है ना? You can add more nodes. Do you understand? जैसे अगर एक ही टीचर पढ़ा रहा है आपको, अगर लोड ज़्यादा बढ़ गया, so one time will bog down. कॉपी चेक बहुत सारी करनी है, ये करना है, प्रैक्टिकल चेक करने हैं, वो कर रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं. But if you have a multiple teachers, okay, एक काम कर रहा है, एक ही चीज़ हो रही है, okay, multiple बंदे कर रहे हैं, ये scalable है. अगर ज़्यादा कॉपियाँ बढ़ गई, ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट बढ़ गए, कोई मसला नहीं, एक और टीचर लगा लो काम पे. ठीक है? तो अगर एक ही बंदे को रख रहे हो, that will be bog it down. वो नहीं कर पाएगा. ठीक है? लेकिन मल्टीपल जो ये है वो कर पाएंगे. गेटिंग? रिलायबिलिटी भी रिलायबल भी है, क्योंकि एक बंदा बॉग डाउन होकर बैठ जाएगा, इसमें रिलायबिलिटी. अगर एक सिस्टम बैठ गया, दूसरा चलाएंगे. अगर ये वाला खत्म हो गया, खराब हो गया, मतलब यहाँ पे फॉर एग्जांपल नेचुरल कैलामिटी आ गई, एक सिस्टम ही नहीं चल रहा, कोई बात नहीं, ये बाईपास करके उधर से लाएंगे. ठीक है? वी हैव डिफरेंट कंप्यूटर्स ऑन डिफरेंट जियोग्राफिकल लोकेशन वी कैन हैव. सो परफॉर्मेंस एनहांस होगी. ठीक है? सो जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड आर्किटेक्चर है, ये 4 किस्म का कुल मिला के, उसी के ऊपर हमने क्लस्टर बनाया हुआ है. क्लस्टर कंप्यूटिंग, ग्रिड कंप्यूटिंग एंड ऑल. ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड कंप्यूटिंग है. इवन योर क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग इज एक्चुअली वो सारे को मिला के, वो सारी प्रॉपर्टीज को मिला के क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग होता है. ठीक है? सो यू शुड हैव अ क्लियर आइडिया व्हाट इज क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग आफ्टर दिस. सो फर्स्टली वी हैव द क्लाइंट सर्वर architecture, where we have the clients, okay, and we have the servers. It could be database server, it could be general purpose servers, and clients are asking to the server, and processing is happening on where? The server. It's called client server architecture, right? इनको पता ही है. So what are the client examples?
Workstation, desktop, laptop,
Workstations, desktop, laptop, tablet, smartphone, IoT devices, right? It could be anything. What about the servers? Domain name server. DNS नहीं आप रोज करते. What is DNS?
domain name system.
वो क्या होता है? आप लिखते हो www.google.com. What does it mean?
इससे
ये तो कुछ नहीं है ना?
ना
असल क्या है?
IP
Actually the
address.
address है ना, IP address and all that. So this www.google.com, go to the DNS. DNS will tell us कि इसका IP ये है. That IP address is actual address where you go. That's a machine and all that. ठीक है? Web application, file, proxy, virtual machine and all. Examples, network device की कौन से हैं? Hub, bridge, switch, router, gateway and
Modem.
modem. This is your assignment.
Okay.
This one is your assignment for tomorrow. So what is the difference between hub, bridge, switch, router, gateway and modem? Even though I know, I'm not telling the name and all, it's not given and all, but I'm telling you the thing. One of the guys who is teaching networking, okay, he has PhD in networking. He has a confusion. He was telling it's a modem. You know, routers जो हमारे आते हैं, इसके Jio के and all. He was telling it's a modem. ये थी हद. बात समझ आए? He has PhD और networking का PhD है, teaching networking. उसको ये नहीं पता था कि राउटर और इसमें क्या बात है. ये हालत है हमारी. मैं कहूँगा कुल मिला के ये हमारी हालत है. Because आप पढ़ते नहीं हैं लोग. आगे आगे चलता है यार, मैंने थोड़े सा एफर्ट लगाने हैं. तब अभी इसमें कितना टाइम लगेगा गूगल में देखो. अगर आप देखोगे नहीं, विल यू एवर कम टू नो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज? जब तक थोड़ी मेहनत नहीं करेगा इंसान. ठीक है? हल्की मेहनत करने से एक वक्त आएगा, if you do ना 6 months मेहनत, after 6 months you will be a totally different person. You will have a lot of confidence. You will go to the अगर seminars है, anything है, आपको पता है क्या चल रहा है. Do you understand? Just make a habit to learn. So अगर मैं assignments देता हूँ, don't take it for granted. It's a nuggets. You hold the nuggets, you become something. You do not hold, you will stay like that. What you are. Do you understand? So these guys tomorrow you will explain each and every one. I can get anyone tell me the difference.
Okay, sir.
Getting? Nice. So what is workstation? Or clients? These are user systems that run various operating systems. Okay? They call it workstation. Simple. लेकिन सर्वर जो होते हैं वो हाई परफॉर्मेंस वाले होते हैं. Okay? उनको वर्चुअल और क्लाउड बेस्ड होते हैं. They perform various functions that have fast processing, large storage, robust memory. They are really high-end systems, ना? जो servers काम करेंगे. Simple as it. अब workstation छोटे systems होते हैं, इनके different operating system होते हैं. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge for distributed operating system. That we may have the devices with different operating systems, with different architectures, trying to communicate. और इसको ऐसा एक environment बनाना है कि जिसमें सारे accommodate हों. Like secularism में, like India. We have the Sikh, we have the Hindu, we have the Muslim, we have everybody. Right? So we have to do, our constitution should be such, which is an operating system, right? Of the country. OS of country is the constitution. It should be such which accommodate all. वरना disparity हो जाएगी और दंगे फसाद हो जाएंगे. सीधी सी बात. Getting me? Or in our case, it will be a chaos and we may not work. So distributed operating system has to work because there are tons of workstations which are different operating systems. This is a very important point to note down. Then there is a peer-to-peer. A peer-to-peer में कोई client कोई server नहीं होता. आप कभी client भी बन सकते हो, कभी server भी बन सकते हो. Best example is ये, अगर आप movie download कर रहे हो on the BitTorrent. BitTorrent को खोला है वो? BitTorrent नहीं खोला? BitTorrent नहीं BCA बच्चे को पता है? ये कोई तूफान है. अब BitTorrent से movies अक्सर डाउनलोड करते हैं, सॉफ्टवेयर डाउनलोड करते हैं. Torrent सर्च है, Lime Torrent हो गया, Solid Torrent हो गया. उसमें क्या करते हैं हम काम? मैं एक मूवी डाउनलोड कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, मुझे फाइल्स आ रही है इसके कंप्यूटर से भी, इसके कंप्यूटर से भी, उसके कंप्यूटर से भी, इसके, यानी कि उसमें कोई सर्वर और क्लाइंट नहीं है. हम ये मेरे से कंप्यूटर से ले रहे हैं, ठीक है. इसमें कभी भी कोई भी क्लाइंट, कोई भी सर्वर बन सकता है, कोई क्लाइंट बन सकता है. दे आर पीयर टू पीयर. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल हियर द स्टूडेंट्स आर पीयर्स, दे आर ऑन सेम. क्योंकि क्लाइंट सर्वर में क्या होता है कि सर्वर इज द बॉस, क्लाइंट इज द एक्चुअली काइंड ऑफ अ स्लेव, राइट. लेकिन peers में होता है कोई बॉस नहीं है, right? So it's called peer to peer. It's called what?
Peer to peer.
Okay. Now there could be multi tier. There could be what? Multi tier में हमारे पास layers होंगे. जैसे हाँ हो गया. Multi tiers में क्या होगा? What's time? What is time by the way?
12:55.
Okay. Multi tiers में क्या होगा? We will have the layers, right? We have a data tier, we have a logic and presentation. Presentation में क्या होगा? Application.
Application.
वो same ही है ना? The application. जो logic tier में वहाँ पे processing and all, right? And data tier में storage.
Storage.
So this is called as multi-tier or n-tier architecture. Then there is microservice architecture. Okay? Microservices में हम client as a service मानता है. क्या मांग रहा है?
Service.
They ask for the services and using the API gateways. We have a different application programming interfaces, okay, APIs, and we are, as a computer, we don't need only the hardware or processing and all. Sometimes that's what paper service. Paper
Service.
we want to do some service. We want some, say for example, some application. We want something. For example, I want video editing software which will edit my video. I want some software which will remove noise from my voice in a video, and so on and so forth. So I want some services. I want some email. So some kind of a service I want. Okay, mail service or something else. So that should be done by the API. We need for them the API gateway. This is also the architecture where a client is trying to access different services which are running on different computers. Okay? Okay. I think that's all. And now, after these 4 architectures we have seen of the distributed systems, distributed computing, now there are different names for the same. One is called as a clustered computing, one is called as a grid computing. Okay, we will see them tomorrow. This is a clustered computing, this is grid computing, this is utility computing where this services, paper services comes up. You know service only. It's called utility computing. So let's wind up. And before that, we revise a little bit. That we said we had first the standalone computers. Where are we reading this? Because we want to go where? To the cloud computing. To the
Cloud computing.
and I said cloud computing is actually the same thing what the distributed computing was done in 1940, right? So in a single computer system, we had a single computer doing this jobs, but it cannot do the complex jobs. So we tried what? Main frame computers, the bigger computers. It again failed. So we tried then what?
Distributed computing.
Distributed computing, wherein we have multiple nodes, multiple computers, individual computers working on a same job. So this way we can have the better performance. We can have the scalability, we can have the efficiency, we can have lesser errors. It becomes reliable. So it is a reliability comes up. Okay. Then we said we have 4 types of architectures. Okay. One of them was what? Client server. Another was
Peer-to-peer.
peer-to-peer. Third was
Multi-tier.
multi-tier. And the fourth was
So,
pay on service.
Pay on service.
Service based, where we have the APIs and all. Right? Okay?
mm.
That's all for today.